Hey guys, Amy from the Active Canine, and today I want to talk a little bit about working with leash reactivity. If you've got a dog that's leash reactive, you know what a pain it could be when they see another dog, people, whatever it is that they're reactive about. They're gonna start pulling, probably barking, lunging, they can growl. All these kind of things make it really difficult when you're trying to walk your dog. So what you want to do about this is, the first thing is to make sure that when you leave the house that your dog is calm. That's really important. If they're already worked up, you know you're going to have a tough time because their level of excitement and arousal is very high already. So try to get them to calm down before you leave the home. How do you do that? You can work on threshold. So you open the door. If they start to go, you're going to correct them, or you can let the door close on them, something like that, to where they're like, hey, I got to stop and think a little bit. If we get them thinking a little bit more, they're going to be less reactive. Then once you go on your walk, you're going to be looking a lot at your dog. First of all, you want them in a really nice structured walk so that they're right beside you. The minute they get ahead, they're going to stop thinking about you at all. So you want them right beside you, in a nice heel, no pulling, lunging, sniffing, and marking. Just a very nice heel so they're paying attention to their position. Okay, you're going to be looking ahead. That's okay. You can keep an eye out. If you see something, you're going to know, hey, I better pay attention to my dog because probably something's going to happen. So at that point, at the first sign that you see something, so your dog is walking along, okay, their whole posture changes, their head comes up, their breathing changes, their ears come up, their forehead wrinkles, you know, they assume a larger posture. All those kind of things are just symptoms of what's going to then explode out of that in your leash reactivity incident, right? So at the first sign that you see that is when you have to address it. You don't want to wait until they start barking and lunging and pulling and all that, because it's late at that point. It's harder to reach them. They've got so much going through their mind and body at that point, all the arousal, all the excitement. It's going to be really hard for them to pay attention to you at all at that point. So we have to reach them at the first sign. Sometimes people say, hey, you know what, like, they haven't reacted yet. I don't want to correct my dog. I don't want to do anything because maybe they won't. But we know if you have a reactive dog, you know it's going to happen. So at the first sign, so the head comes up, breathing changes, ears come up, forehead wrinkles, any of that stuff, you want to communicate with your dog. Sorry, we got something flying up, some sort of flying thing. Sorry. You want to give the dog information through the leash. And what does that look like? Probably a leash correction. You're going to give that information to the dog that says, hey, I need you to pay attention to me, and what's out there is not important. I'm more important. And I'm telling you this, you need to pay attention to me. You also make sure that you're using a lot of distance. So if you're walking on the sidewalk and there's a dog coming directly towards you, can you maybe cross the street, go the other side? Give your dog some space. Because the closer another animal or whatever object that they're reacting to is, the more pressure that puts on your dog, and it's going to be hard. Your dog, if he or she has been reactive for a long time, is going to struggle. So the better that you can advocate for them by providing some distance, by communicating with them at the first instance that, you know, you see signs that they've noticed the other dog, doing all that is really going to help you out. And then as your dog at distance gets to where they can walk in a quiet, calm way and not worry about the other dogs, then you can work on getting closer and closer and closer. Also, if you have a reactive dog, you know, while in general this is a really good idea, it's extremely important with a reactive dog. Don't let them meet other dogs on leash. Don't let them meet other people. If somebody comes up to you and you can't move away, put your dog behind you, stand in front of them, and you know, you can let people know that you know, your dog is in training, he doesn't do well in these situations, or whatever it is, but the more you can protect your dog, the better your dog's going to feel about, you know, listening to you in those situations, because then your dog's like, okay, I can relax because mom's got the situation or dad's got the situation. I don't have to worry about it. So again, calm before you leave the house, and then at the first sign of anything, you're going to communicate with your dog, probably leash correction, and also use plenty of space to your advantage. So I'm going to try to get some video in the next little bit of some reactive dogs and how we work with them. But I hadn't got it yet, so stay tuned, and hopefully we'll get that out soon. All right, hope that helps.